So good evening to everyone, Whiskey Weasel, Alice Teepees and Garvosh, who are all the usual suspects. Now, one of the things that I do a lot of is fly to the moon, but you know what I don't usually do? Is try to do it quickly. So it occurred to me it might be a good idea to like reset the timer and just start to see how quickly I can build a moon rocket. Wouldn't that be fun? We're going to build something that can bring us back. So we're going to build a Mark 16 parachute, and you know what? I am zoomed way out, and that is wasting valuable time there. We need a heat shield. Heat shield there on the bottom. Then we need some couplers. We should go with this. Da da da. Make this really fast. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Let's put in the different kind of engine here. Okay, that's that. And then we'll need another one of these decouplers here, and then we'll need to build some sort of brand adapter. Oh man, bigger thing. And then move the whole thing up. This could be taking a lot longer than I expect. I'm just going to use this KERB. Now, to get to the surface, we are going to need a few other things. We're going to need some winglets. We're going to need 4 of those. That'll be good. Ding, ding, ding. We probably are going to need electrical power, so let's put 3 of those on here. And we're going to need landing gear, because landing gear is very important. So, landing gear, 3 of those. Bingo. Launch! Let's see if we can get this out of here. I am trying to time my distance to the moon. So, there, throttle. Wrong button. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set as target. Bingo. Bingo. Okay, and bingo. Whoa! Landing gear down. Oh, you know what? I like so I'm running this at 4 times regular speed because I realize that I kind of need to get out. Ooh, should I worry about this thing getting too hot? Okay, what's my altitude? So we're gonna get up here, and then I'm gonna add a maneuver to accelerate. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Overshot, overshot, overshot. Come on! Okay, that's pretty good. So, time to encounter, 9 minutes. Set a maneuver node. We're going to maneuver around through that. We have a bit of fuel left. It says we've got 19 seconds of burn. So 4 times regular 4, whatever. I don't know. We're doing this. So the idea is I'm watching the timer on this and it says 3 minutes. Man, it took me 3 minutes and I'm not even at the moon. That is taking far too long. Okay, ready, steady, go. I'm going to throttle the timer down a bit. 2, 1, 3, 2. Oh man, and so now we actually have some more reasonable times here. Let's actually watch what's going on. So since I don't have quite the thrust that I need, I have to slow the time down. Throttle. Oh, that's probably pretty good. Looks like I am in fact gonna hit the moon. So let's warp to here. Oh, wait a second. No, I don't want to do that. Warp to next maneuver. No, I want to warp here. Thank you. Why did that just disappear for a second? So there, the moon is coming down, and it looks like I may be headed for the dark side. So, I'm gonna aim that direction. See, I should have thought about this before I'm gonna go. T. Wrong way. This is where I should have figured out what route does what there. And we're going to land in the middle of that crater now. Okay. Retrograde. Bit more thrust needed in that direction. No, we're not going to do that. Hold on. Okay. T, retrograde. How long till impact here? 700 meters per second. When do I fire this? I think I will start firing my engines when I get to something or other. I don't actually know how much thrust is that I've got. That's a big problem. I'm sure that if I start firing my engines at about 30 kilometers, we'll have more than enough thrust to slow myself down. That's pretty good. Gear up. Or gear out. Okay, so we definitely have enough thrust from there, so let's actually go a little closer. Of course, I've just realized that this engine may shut down sooner than I expected. Okay, now I may actually be going too fast. Definitely going too fast. Completely overestimated how quickly this thing slows down. Good thing I have F9 available. Okay, well, that's 6 minutes. That's not a good one. I'm going to have to really optimize my descent path here. Okay, retrograde. Time to go. Again. So we're gonna... Oh, crap. Too late, too late, too late. F9. Well, one more go. No, I'm not drinking any, Yeah, I should have done something other than the 909, shouldn't I? Okay, let's try this again. 100... 1000. I guess I'm going to start burning at around the 20 kilometer mark, maybe. Because that seemed to be pretty close. But 10 kilometers was definitely too late. Okay, here we go. I think I've obviously overcooked it once again, but just in case I'm going to deploy the landing gear, because you never know. You should always be a little optimistic about these things. Definitely going too fast. Gonna totally do it. I thought 30 kilometers I was going to be too far out, but no, I'm still going at this far. And bingo. For 400 meters per second. Actually, I like that I lost 150 meters per second there. Okay, now retrograde. Map. No, we don't need map actually. We just need to zoom. Time warp. 1000, 654, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 40 kilometers. So let's try 30 as our limiter thing here. 30 once again, where I started and I thought I was going to be going too fast. Pure litho braking to the max. It is Groundhog Day for Jebediah. Every time he wakes up, wakes up moments just before landing on the moon, and he wonders, wait a second, this seems strangely familiar. So yeah, actually, I think my original estimate of about 30 kilometers was far more correct. So I've gone from 800 meters per second down to 400 meters per second in 20 kilometers, which should actually put me on course for coming to a fairly good landing. Yeah, 9 minutes it's taken me. 9 minutes to get to this. Okay, 100 meters per second. And actually, this thing, I don't know how far away the surface is. So I'm going to let it slow down just a little more and fire once again. Back with the incredible thrusty animal. Moon and sun is there. Where's my shadow? There's my shadow there. Always keep an eye on the shadow. It's like the Vashta Narada, right? The Vashta Narada, you always want to know where your shadows are so that you can successfully land or avoid being eaten by it, depending upon whether you're in Doctor Who or Kerbal Space Program. Yeah, I gotta learn to suicide burn this thing a whole lot. I just realized that I didn't want to have to land with that on me. Okay. Well, that sort of worked. It says 10 minutes and 45 seconds. I mean, interestingly enough, when they were landing near Surveyor, they couldn't see the Surveyor spacecraft until, again, after they'd flown over it. Okay, we're gonna try that one more time. This time we're aiming for a completely different part of the landscape, so maybe we'll have a little more time to figure that out. Oh, Tychodin is are you talking about the Apollo guidance computer, the 1201 and the 1202 errors? So Tychodin is saying in chat that they used radar for altitude and it crashed their computers because the data couldn't fit in memory. That is not correct, Tychodin. I'm sorry, you're a nice person, but I'm going to have to call you on this. During descent, they actually had the ranging radar for the rendezvous set up, and that was generating extra data. Now, there was an extra process running on the computer, and the computer was saying, I'm working too hard, could you please shut down one of these processes? And, well, oh, that has to be one of my favorite landings ever. That has to be one of my favorite landings in Kerbal history. Okay, that's 6. Okay, let's see if we can survive 6 kilometers per second. I should have probably oriented the spacecraft in such a way that that would not cause me to die. But whatever. Let's see how this works. What do they mean when they say skip off the atmosphere? So when the Apollo capsules actually would fly because they would have an offset center of mass. So a lot of people think, and imagine this is the Apollo capsule, right? A lot of people think the air just hits it, right, and it slows it down. But instead, the Apollo capsule would sit at an angle, and the air would actually hit it and slide off the bottom. So by rotating the spacecraft to different orientations, you could fly the Apollo capsule to control its descent. Now, if they came in too low, then they would essentially skip through and come back out the atmosphere. They would eventually come back to Earth, but with the limited life support, they may not still be alive. That's really what it is. So it was entirely possible for the Apollo spacecraft to skip off the atmosphere and not come, and by the time it came back, you know, the pilots would no longer be alive. But you know, it wasn't like, oh, you bounce off. It was just like, typically you wouldn't be going slow enough. Let's see how fast I hit the atmosphere. So I wonder, do you think this thing will survive? How beautiful is this? Okay, so we get 3 heat shields on this thing, right? First heat shield is getting hot very, very quickly. And the thing is, I think it doesn't matter how many heat shields I have. Because as soon as the first one fails, the heat passes through and kills the later ones. Okay, actually, that's doing a pretty good job. So, during the initial design for Apollo, they actually looked at deliberately skipping. They would skip down and then come back up and then fall down again, right? That was one of their actual plans to, you know, improve the chances of re-entry safely. I've certainly done missions in Kerbal Space Program where I had to rescue characters very, very quickly. Oh dear. And it's cooling down again. Okay, 7 kilometers per second is just fine. And very quickly, 8.2, again 15 Gs. Oh, heat shield failed! One heat shield failed, second heat shield failed, third heat shield failed. 8 kilometers per second. Let's see how this works. Because if I remember, yeah. Nothing. Look, we died at... we died even sooner. What if we added more heat shields? The problem is as soon as one fails, they all fail. And it just adds mass and slows down... or reduces my ability to decelerate. So now activate the radiator. Activate the radiator. So actually, what we should see is whether activating fewer radiators makes a difference. Because we did save... So let's do this. That's that gone. Now these things are furiously radiating heat. Deceleration is happening. And amazingly, that does make a big difference. So maybe I just need to spam. Let's see what happens. This is like inexactly. I guess what could happen is this might explode before it hits me. That is what I can hope for. That's pretty funny though. Ah, they're I don't know why I even worried about that. Okay, there we go. Something exploded. Yeah. This isn't a Thargoid. It doesn't have 8-way symmetry. Okay, here we go. Ready? Getting the G-forces hitting hard already. Yeah. Here's the moment of truth. I remember in the old days of Kerbal Space Program, we have to hit the atmosphere at like 30 kilometers per second for anything to have any chance of destroying things. Okay. I think that is a fairly strong, persuasive vote. I'd better check that these are running. These are running. Okay, 9.5. Ablator. The ablator numbers are there. Yeah. So, what happened? And deploy. Woohoo! I think that won't work very well. That thing's gonna get freaked out. It's like... I wonder if the solar panels are even seeing this thing. Yeah, blocked by thermal control systems. So my solar panel is not getting the electric charge that it probably needs. It might just work. Okay, let's do this. So anyway, I think, you know, this is getting close. I've been on for like an hour and a half, and I should take what I've learned and think more about refining my process, and then perhaps I can return to this problem with something amazing. Yep, they actually exploded. But hey, you know, the rest of the spacecraft survived.